Okay, so it's a kind of a repair morning. Usually after you run hard like we're running, little tiny things, just little tiny things break. Yesterday Timothy had the unfortunate experience of the Impatience of Youth. If you don't know what I'm talking about because you're young, well, the Impatience of Youth and expecting things to cure themselves without actually getting your ass off the tractor and taking a look. Tim's usually pretty good, but yesterday just was not his day. Holy hell, look at this freaking mess. You see all this stuff? These are strings and knotters. He managed to break the knife arm, which is right in there on the knotters, and I will show you how to repair that or replace that in a little bit. It's really not that difficult. It's just a pain in the ass. So the hay was a little too wet. I told him to check the hay to see if it was dry, and of course he didn't. And when you start anew, this is the first hay that we've baled this year with a little baler. It's a 570 New Holland. You're supposed to loosen up the spring tension or the tension on the the bale chamber, so that you're not making concrete bricks and blocks of hay. Plus, you got to go slow, until you get everything shined back up again or get that wax back on the baler. Well, Timothy was just in such a hurry to get this thing going because he was so thrilled that I allowed him to use the 720 John Deere to do this with. So we had that problem. The 7810, which I just got done figuring out what that problem was, Dad was complaining that the seat wouldn't pump up with air anymore. Well, I don't know. The switch is old, I guess, and all you really have to do is hold on to the switch a little longer, and it'll pump just fine. I don't know. It took me a couple of clicks with that to get it going, but it is morning time and it's time to get everything ready to go before get everything ready to go before the hay is dry. I see an issue right now with this baler that needs to be addressed. It's right here. This tongue has managed to loosen up and nobody's caught that until just now. Me. I'll have to tighten that up. Also, the fan belt in the 8120 popped up yesterday, blew apart, so I have Teresa on her way to Adamstown, Pennsylvania, deer country out there, where they actually have one of these belts. It's 2 hours each way. So I asked her if she would do it. She said sure. So she's in the Lightning Bolt Kia, and she's going to go ahead and get that belt so I can get that thing going again, because I need this hay off these fields because I want to put fertilizer on before we get rain again. What else happened? I don't know, the Krone baler worked perfect yesterday. I didn't have any troubles, but I'm going to have to grease that up before I get going. And so let me get this knife arm changed. Okay, so we've all been here, if you're older like me, or if you're young, you're about to be here with one of these things. My advice to you is, if you see a broken bale, get off the damn tractor, go back and make sure that the bill hook isn't wrapped up, because it does get expensive and frustrating, and if you've got a shower or something coming, you are not going to get your hay baled unless you have all the parts ready at your hand, in your hands. So anyways, first thing you got to do here is to pull the knife arm out. You pull there's a cotter pin, and you pull that cotter pin out of the knife arm there. It's pretty easy to do. Then you get your bill hook turned in the right direction, and then you need to get your bill hook keeper, the little spring tension gizmo. You got to take that off, and then you can pull the knife arm completely out. And if you saw that little spider there on the right hand side, go in there, and you get your new knife arm, and you can kind of finagle it in there to the right spot. It is a pain in the ass at times. But it goes in. You don't have to pull the knotter completely apart, and you certainly don't have to pay a serviceman to come out to do this job. And then you put your cotter pin in, and then of course you get your bill hook, and you got to slide that bill hook in there. Let's see, did I do the bill hook? What did I do here? No, the bill hook is not in yet. What was I doing? I was tensioning the twine discs, or taking the tension off the twine disc so I could get that piece of string out of there. Now I've got the bill hook and the new gear. It's always a good idea to put the new gear on there, especially when you've had a screw up like this, because they get gouges in them where they ride on the cam, and then they're not timed quite right. So this video isn't really good for showing exactly how I did that, but there is a reusable pin that you can, you take it out of the bill hook that holds the gear, and you can put it back in there. It will not fall out even if it's sloppy and loose, because, well, you don't want it sloppy and loose, but if it's sloppy and loose, you just gotta, it won't come out, because as it follows the cam, it just keeps it in there. So you give it a good greasing. Don't over grease it. That was part of Tim's problem. Grease on the bill hook causes twine to slip. So enjoy the rest. Let's see if we can get this sucker to... Are the needles threaded? We've got successful knots now. Yeah, I'll probably cover all this in the commentary leading up to this video. I use poly twine. The Cecil twine hooks are different than the poly twine hooks. They don't open as far on a Cecil twine hook as they do for a poly twine. So the first bill hook that I put in is an old one, and it was a Cecil twine bill hook. So I changed it out for one of the poly ones that I had, brand new of course, and we ran it. We're making successful knots right now. Yeah, I got a successful knot down in there, I'm sure. Right there, you can see it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. The tutorial will probably explain everything that I just did. So, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. You can check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook, I do not friend. I just post stuff there. Nothing super special. For the most part, it's there. Instagram, there's always photos. So, thanks again. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.